Hey guys, so this video is going to be very direct, straight to the point. It'll be on how I play my morning panics. But before I get into it, the morning panic is my best, most consistently profitable pattern. Maybe the last like 20 morning panics that I played, I profited on all of those. The only time that I lost in like the last like 20, 30 times on a panic was when it was actually late day, not in the morning, which is different, but I'll explain that near the end of the video. But just going forward, I want to show you guys how I play the morning panic pattern real time, and it'll be a bunch of clips on a bunch of different stocks from today, from yesterday. So I just want you guys to see the pattern of what I'm doing, and maybe you guys can catch along that way. I think that's probably the best way to learn. So I'm in on TLSS at about 13.7. It's panicking nicely. I'm gonna be adding it more in for a bounce.
Order filled.
I ordered in, I got filled more at 12.1. It looks like it might be hitting a bottom right here. And my average entry is at 13.4.
Order filled.
Nice. So I got filled at 14.5. It's another great, like rough 10% gain. Perfect for market open right here. So I've been catching a lot of panics this morning. I've been in Mark. I got in at 227, 228, and once I couldn't bounce convincingly, I got out at 230. Pretty much just break even or tiny profits. So now that it's dropping more, I think it can bounce really nicely. That's why I'm adding in right now. So average position is probably around like 220-ish. But this is panicking really nicely. I'm okay with adding in right now.
Order filled.
So I got some at 217, 218, and 224. So average position is probably at 219. If I can sell in the 230s, that would be ideal. So even though I think it can break out to the 230s, I don't want to get greedy and I'll just take profits right now.
Partially filled. Order filled.
Perfect. So I got filled at 228. Yeah, I just got into the 230s, so I think I could kind of keep going right now, but I didn't want to get greedy and I just took profits. But I'm having a pretty decent morning on these morning panics right now, like Mark, TLSS. There are tons of plays right now for like right out of the gate. Hey guys, so there were a couple of those clips of how I was able to profit on morning panics from this week, and actually today's TLSS, I didn't include it in that video right there because I recorded it. I just lost that video somewhere in my library. It'll take too long to find, but long story short, same thing. Pretty much caught the bottom and sold on this green candle right there in the high 8s. Made like 8% on that one. But in case you guys didn't realize what I was doing on those trades, I'll explain it really quickly. So my main thing when I'm looking to catch the morning panic is I'm dividing my position into several different entries. In other words, I'm averaging into my position. The reason I do that was because back in the day, when I was still trying to learn how to trade, I would look for these morning panics and beautiful charts would play out right in front of my eyes. And I would always try and get the best entry possible, like right at the bottom. But the problem is sometimes I'd be a fraction of a percent off and then I'd start bouncing without me. And I'm like, dang, I just witnessed like the best panic of life and it just went on without me. So in order to fix that, I started averaging in my position. When it starts to be a good buy, that's when I'll start slowly buying in. And eventually I'll hit my one full position that I want, like the full amount. And then secondly, for me to do that, it has to be down a ton already. So if it's down like 5%, it's not enough. Like it has to be down a ton. For me to be able to catch a decent bounce. There needs to be a good run-up with volume, and the most important is you have to have a risk management in mind. So for example, if I was wrong on my entire position, I have a risk management where it'd be like the lows somewhere like below 8 or something like that, and I'd cut losses quickly. I mentioned in the beginning of the video that my last like 20 trades, I profited on all of those, all the morning panics, except the ones that panicked in the late day. So actually last week, I can't remember the ticker. It was a junky OTC that was up a ton. It panicked late in the day, and then if any of you guys are trading consistently, you'll probably remember, you'll probably recognize the stock I'm talking about. I just can't remember it right now. But if it panics late in the day, big time, I probably won't touch it anymore. So I want to increase my odds, and I'll play the morning panics, and sometimes, depending on the setup, like midday panics as well. Anything late day, I probably won't touch anymore. But overall today I made 4 trades on Trill, Mark, TLSS, and HGen. And I profited on all of those. So today was a really good track record. I was 100% right on all my trades. My entire account is up about 10% today. So that's really good. And yeah, that's how I play my morning panics. So I'm working on more detailed content that I'll be releasing in the future. It'll be like detail to detail, my plan, my strategies, exactly how I execute my trades, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, hit that like and subscribe button. It'll help me to keep these tips, these little tricks going. And yeah, thanks for listening.